Yo, we're back again for another video. Yeah, I'm boring. I understand. You don't want to watch videos that I'm in. Okay, but we got a video. It's about Justin Bieber because Bieber's one of those people that you kind of wonder what's up with him. He's just looking really down of late, and you're thinking to yourself like, this the guy worth 300 million, and he's just always looking like he's sad. He just recently had us like a son. So you think yourself like he has everything to live for and everything to be happy about. He's got his beautiful wife, son, all the money he can possibly want. Like most normal people, well, we have 9 to 5 jobs and we have bills to pay. Yeah, life. So what does Justin Bieber have? No, it's really weird in life is that for some people, problems don't stem from money. Like normal person going out to a 9 to 5, they're worrying about paying the bills. But when you have money, somehow you manifest other problems that seem to not even would have existed if you didn't have money. And that's what I seem to think was happening with Justin Bieber. I know it sounds a bit odd, like I'm like being a bit insulting, but it just seems odd that he seems to be like just moping around the place in these really oversized baggy pants, man. Like it's weird. Let me read this. Justin Bieber has shared private text message in which he admits to being traumatized before cutting out a friend for struggling to accept his anger. What does Justin Bieber need to be angry about? They say he's having marital problems. It's weird because up until the birth of his son, he seemed happy. But as soon as his son was born, it seemed like it just went downhill from there. I don't know what goes on. I've seen a lot of guys in relationships where as soon as they have a child, everything seems to just disintegrate. The relationship disintegrate in the sense that sometimes you get women out there who will play up the whole relationship. They do anything. As soon as they get their child, you see a different person. Cause that time you're trapped with them. You see the same thing with probably 50 Cent. You know, he was in a relationship with Daphne Joy, and I'm pretty much sure she was playing it all good. As soon as the baby came out, man, she changed. She started hanging around with Diddy. We gone off of a tangent to another place now. So yeah, Bieber 31 to be confronted to unknown friend in a text conversation uploaded to his Instagram on Father's Day. Of all places, Instagram and Father's Day. A determined Bieber branded his pal a P-word, ended their friendship before blocking them. Daily Mail has contacted the representative of Bieber for comments, but did not immediately hear back. Wow. It comes amid growing concerns from followers over the singer's mental health and after the star lashed out on one of the fans, particularly via social media and comments. I will never suppress my emotions for someone. Just began. Conflict is a part of relationships. If you don't like my anger, you don't like me. Okay. It looks a bit better, man. He shaved off that caterpillar off his under his nose. I don't know what type of moustache that was. That just looked terrible, man. I was like, that moustache don't suit you. Shave it off. Shave off those sideburns. Nah, it ain't sideburns, but it just looked bad. My anger is my response to pain I have been through. Justin, who lashed out at a fan inquiring about his well-being on social media. Wow, man, he look like he's been through the mill, man. Asking a traumatized person not to be traumatized is simply mean. Boy, whoa, traumatized. You think that somebody in have all that money, all that fame? It's something I have to admit. Yeah, Michael Jackson, he was traumatized as well. You look from outside and you see the cars, the money, the women, and you think these people are happy, and then you realize to yourself that they're not happy. They're traumatized. You know, you could even probably sit down there and you wonder, like, what's this? What's going on here? What is Diddy doing to poor Dustin? He seemed to be like touching him up a bit, checking in for some like recording devices. It seems really odd. And this was like, I think this is like before all the freak off stuff came out. So it looked like Diddy knew people were onto him. And there's also videos of like Diddy Day Camp or something weird like that, where Diddy would invite Justin over to his house, and God knows what happened. I mean, I don't think anything gay happened, but Justin was young. Diddy was a grown man in his 30s by that time. So you gotta think like, what did these two have in common? And now that we see the trial and everything and what's coming out about Diddy, man, he was a freak. So you wonder what he means by traumatized. you know. And something like Justin Bieber, like, he's worth what? Justin Bieber estimated net worth is 220 in 2025 is 300 million according to IMDb. The guy got 300 million. What on earth does he? I mean, yeah, you could have loads of money. Money doesn't help you out in life. It's just there. Once you have the money, it's like, what else can you do? You can buy a house, a mansion, a car, more Lamborghinis, another Lamborghini. And by that time, you just have these cars sitting down there gathering up dust, man. You need some self-worth. You know what I mean? I hope his son would be that person to give it to him. And then you have like these rumors circulating that he's in debt. Very odd rumors. It's like 1 minute you're worth 300 million, the next minute they're saying you're 20 million in debt. So here, some reports claim he has an 8.8 million debt to Scooter Braun. Others suggest the debt is around 20 million. Wow, you kind of wonder if anything, any of this stuff is true, because like, what's Justin Bieber been doing for the past couple of years? Just moping around in baggy suits. He hasn't really been doing anything music-wise or anything else. He was meant to be doing a tour, but that got cancelled. And you wonder where his money's coming from. But then he sold his royalties, or the royalties to his back catalogue or something like that. And that was a lot of money. But everyone always has these big, large sums of money that they say they sell it for. And I think the money's been split between people, because I remember Justin Timberlake sold his one, and it was like, yeah, you could retire off of that. Same with Lil Wayne, but it's almost like they sell these things to clear debts that they have acquired throughout their career. I know that sounds odd, but bear with me, because I couldn't believe somebody like Michael Jackson would be in debt. So I had to do some research. Yes, Michael Jackson was deeply in debt at the time of his death in 2009. So it's overspending and not doing any work. Because remember, Michael Jackson, he disappeared for years upon years. Then he came back with these albums and it kind of flopped. Didn't do as well as his other albums. So they overspent, thinking, oh yes, Michael Jackson, he gonna do well. But he already was overspending this buying thing. Because what happens? You think the money won't run out. The money runs out. You have to pay taxes. And Michael Jackson was in debt. Court documents revealed he was more than 500 million in debt. Damn. So even the royalties from his music being played in music, on the radio, movies, that wasn't enough to cover Michael Jackson's spending habits. So you wonder now, yeah, even with streaming, it still ain't gonna help these artists. You can still get into debt, just like Michael Jackson. So it look like Bieber might be in the same way, where he just sitting down moping around, not doing anything. And what happens? He ended up in a Michael Jackson debt. Cause what Michael Jackson had to do to get rid of the debt is to do that tour. This is it tour. So that was gonna be his comeback tour. That tour was gonna wipe clear most of his debts. but he ended up dying. I remember seeing him trying to perform on that tour. He looked tired. He was an old man by that time. Not old, but you could tell he just never had it in him to do the tour. I know it was going to be a good tour, but he could tell he just didn't have it to perform to the level that he was when he was younger. So let's see now. The debt included a substantial amount owed to creditors and the Internal Revenue Service (IRS), which argued the estate in undervalued its assets and owed additional taxes and penalties. Yeah, man, the taxman always gets everyone, man. He always gets everyone. You think Justin Bieber ain't getting problems with taxman? He getting problems with the taxman. So we don't know really what's going on with Bieber. He says he's traumatized. There's mounting debt problems, supposedly. His team say it's not true, but other people say it is. There's also the fact that he might have marital problems with his wife. We just hope he gets better, because life, we don't want him to lose Justin to like some drug overdose. We get another guy just we sitting there, oh yeah, why didn't you help him? That's what happens when they overdose. It's like, why didn't you help him? And it's like, we tried to. It's like, you never tried hard enough. No, we never tried. All these celebrities, they always have these weird drug problems. It's like they're trying to wipe the freak offs out of his mind. He's just taking drugs to forget the freak offs. What did he did to him? Like, man, he bent me over. I need to forget it and take some drugs. I could be just messing around and joking about that. Diddy probably didn't even touch his ass or anything like that. My bad. I'm just speculating. He said he's traumatized. We don't know what goes on in these big industry buildings, when they get signed. We don't know what they had to do to reach the level that they are at. All sorts of Illuminati nonsense going on. I'm speculating this. Anyway, I'm out. Like, subscribe, show some love.